All right, blessings, guys. Just wanted to jump on this morning and share with you strange vision that I had with God, and just God sharing some things with me about what's coming. I had been for the last 2 months or so been waking up around 2 o'clock in the morning and sitting in the presence of God. What appeared to be, and I can only define it as this situation room in heaven. It's the equivalent of when the prophet Micah was confronted by Jehoshaphat and King Ahab, wanting him to prophesy for them. Um, he uh, he he began to prophesy, but he had a vision of what was happening in heaven, and there was this party of angels in the presence of God, and God was asking them who would go and persuade Ahab to go out to the battlefield, because that would be the end of him. He would die on the battlefield. And several angels came up with plans, but one angel stepped up and said, "I'll go." And God said, "Well, what will you do?" And he says, "I'll be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets." And God says that will work. Well, what I coined a phrase, a carnal phrase for that. It was setting, and I called it the situation room in heaven. And so I'd been going there and just sitting with God in His presence there in the situation room. Well, this particular day, my wife and I were having um, dinner at a restaurant with one of our spiritual mothers. Um, and we were having a wonderful conversation, enjoying a meal. And all of a sudden, as we're talking, it's hard to explain what happened as I began to speak concerning what God was saying to me. But the best way that I can explain it is that I was 1 foot there at the dinner table, very present with my wife and with my spiritual mother. And with the other foot, I was there in heaven in the situation room, very present with God and the angels. And God began to speak to me. And as He's speaking to me there in the situation room, I'm speaking to my spiritual mother and my wife. And what I'm doing is I'm just rehearsing, or I'm speaking exactly what I'm hearing in that moment. And here's what God began to say to me. He says that the time is fast approaching when all of humanity will lose absolute trust in man altogether. Good morning, precious one. How are you? It's good to see you on this morning, Sister Caroline. Anyway, um, so he said that the time is coming when man would lose all trust in mankind. Man is making a lot of decisions based on what they think is right, not confronting God, and that will come to an end. It's God says when that finally comes to an end, what's going to happen is man is going to begin to instinctively look for things that they can put trust in. God says because man is wired, He created man to trust and to believe in something, namely to trust and believe in Him. We were wired to do that. The sin caused us to move away from trusting and relying on God. But we're coming back to that as we recognize and realize that man is evil. Our hearts are desperately wicked, as the Bible says, that all of our righteousness is as filthy rags. And we're going to begin to see that man is so selfish. Every decisions that we make outside of being instructed by God, it has selfish motives, and those motives are self-promoting. And that's what man is going to begin to lose trust in. So God says to me that what's going to happen is as we begin to look around for things that we can put our trust in, the greater glory of God is going to begin to rise up in those that have truly sought his face, truly tried their best to exercise the discipline of sitting with him in presence, conversating with him, surrendering to him. Those are the ones that the greater glory of God is going to begin to rise up in. And in that season of extreme distrust, humanity is going to recognize the greater glory on earthen vessels. They're going to instinctively know this is a person I can trust. This is a person that I can trust. And why are they going to be able to trust in those that harbor the greater glory? Because we're not motivated by selfish ambition. We are motivated. Those that operate in the greater glory, they're motivated by their genuine desire to bring glory to the King of Glory. This is why we were created, and this is what we will do. As all of humanity begins to lose its trust in man, and hear me well, that is going to happen abruptly, very quickly. One day we're going to go to sleep trusting in man. The next day we're going to wake up with absolutely no trust in man. Mark my words, look for it. This is coming. This is what God is saying. And I am a man that you will never hear me saying or giving a thus saith the Lord word. And this is not a word that I'm giving it with rejoicing. I'm giving in hopes that we as the people of God would begin to strive to live surrendered before our God. I bless you. Have a godly day. Share this video. Pray for our culture. Pray for our world. Pray that the God of glory would rise up and show himself strong in every area of our world. Bless you and have a godly day. You're right, Sister Caroline. It is happening right now. Blessings. Have a godly day, precious ones.